So it all started 1,000 years ago, 1,200 years ago to be specific.
Mm.
Uh, it started with Shohojiya Buddhist scripts. Hmm.
Acha.
The
Mm.
Shohojiya scripts first started as Buddhist scripts when King Shashanka was ruling Bengal. Hmm. And you
Okay.
know that history. I have narrated it to Ashrish. I'm giving Amit some insights of this history.
Mm.
Okay.
That Shashanka was a Shaivite, hmm, worshipper of Shiva. At that
Okay.
time, Bengal's population, more than 80% of the population was a Buddhist population. Hmm. The general population was Buddhist.
Okay.
And what happened that Buddhist and Jain, the 20% Jain and 80% Buddhist, the demography was divided like that. And Shashanka uh, ordered to demolish all the Biharas and Jain temples and establish Shivling in them. And
Okay.
they not only started demolishing Buddhist mutts and stupas and Jain temples, they also started killing Buddhists and Jains. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I've heard this.
at
Yeah.
at this time of turmoil, and also the Brahmins were burning down the Buddhist scriptures. Hmm. Before this incident was happening, a person named what was his name? Atish Dipankar. Hmm. Atish Dipankar was the vice chancellor of Vikramshila Mahavihara. Hmm.
Okay.
And he
Mm.
just retired. He just retired, and he decided to spend his retirement the last few years of his life in Tibet. Hmm. So he went out to Tibet. After he went to Tibet, this Shashank reign started in Bengal. Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
So the Buddhists in Bengal thought that we need to bring back Atish Dipankar to stop this whole bloodshed thing.
Mm.
Hmm. And uh, few people, like 24 or 23 people, hmm, went to Tibet and asked the in charge, who was the in charge back then in Tibet,
Mm.
to give Atish Dipankar back to them. And he informed that he has passed away. Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
And the person who was the not the vice chancellor, but the in charge of the
Mm.
Tibetan mutt, he asked the Buddhists of Bengal to preserve their culture. He suggested simplify your scriptures, which are written in Sanskrit, Prakrit, and Pali. In these
Mm.
three languages, the scriptures were written,
Mm.
in the
Okay.
Buddhist scriptures.
Mm.
And he asked to simplify them, huh, and
Mm.
write a whole new set of scriptures, which is neither Sanskrit nor Pali nor Prakrit,
Mm.
but your spoken language.
Mm.
At that time, Bengali was in a very primitive stage. It was
Right.
not standardized. It
Okay.
was just starting to uh, evolve as a language. The people were there were around 124 people
Mm.
who came from Bengal, who went from Bengal to Tibet and started
Yeah.
to take the gist out of the Buddhist scriptures
Mm.
and writing short songs,
Mm.
short poems
Mm.
in their local language.
Mm.
And the मजे की बात ये है कि in that scripture,
Mm.
it has influences of Assamese, it has influences of Bengali, it has influences of Nepali, and it has influences of Oriya. Very
Mm.
all those languages in a very primitive stage you will
Yeah.
find in Jarjapat. The collection of the uh, scriptures that were written
Okay.
is known as Charyapat, which is also hailed as the first written literature of Bengali language.
This
Hmm.
was also the Bhakti era, right? Like,
No, it was not the Bhakti era. Bhakti era was hardly 500 to 600 years ago.
okay, so long before Bhakti
Hmm.
era. Mm.
Long before Bhakti era.
Mm.
It was at the time of first Islamic invasions in India,
Mm.
Okay.
1200 years ago.
Mm.
Hmm. So at that time, so this is where the term came to be Shohojiya Bauddha Sadhana.
Shohoji,
Shohoj means simple.
Sahaj.
Fudge.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
So So this is how Sahajiya philosophy came to be,
mm,
to see things uh, simplifying them.
yeah,
and and the cult it started, and
mm,
after that Shashank was dethroned by Harshvardhan. Then Pala kingdom started to rule Bengal. Pala kingdom was a Buddhist kingdom. So the Buddhist people came back to Bengal because now they thought it was safe for them to return.
yeah,
And
okay,
as they returned, their philosophy started very subtly. It was
mm,
very subtle that it started a whole new wave, a whole new culture
mm,
of simplifying things, not to overcomplicate things.
nice.
And you can see this influence in the Vaishnav and Shakta traditions of Bengal.
Mm,
It is all about simplifying things. Both the Vaishnavite and Shakta culture in Bengal are very simple than what we have down south or what we have north in Vrindavan.
yeah, like anyone can understand it,
okay,
right?
Yeah, anyone can understand.
Mm,
Like after that, we come down to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sara Bhakti Ra.
mm, mm,
Hmm.
okay,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first used the word Baul.
mm.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So,
So what was it? It was at the end phase of he was preaching bhakti. Hmm.
uh-huh. Mm,
He was simplifying traditions. He was simplifying Krishna bhakti. He was saying anyone can worship Krishna, anyone can be close to God. You just chant his name, and you need to have just bhakti.
mm,
Hmm. So this was his motto. So he uh, uh, straightforwardly discarded all discriminations of caste, religion, creed, and everything.
yeah,
If you are close to God, you are close to God, and there is nothing in between.
mm,
You don't have to be very spiritual. You don't have to be very. In Bengali, there is a word achar sarvasya, hmm,
mm,
which
yeah,
means very much ritualistic. You
mm,
don't have to be very much ritualistic.
yeah,
You
oh,
just have. You just need bhakti in you. Hmm. At the end, of his bhakti, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhakti movement
mm,
was faced very much suppression and oppression in Orissa, around
mm.
Orissa.
Achha.
When he was in Orissa, he was in Puri.
Mm,
From the Uriya, upper castes, from the kings.
you're right.
It was Gajpati Mukundadev, I guess, at that time,
Because
ruling
it was
Orissa.
like opposition to the Brahminical way of,
Yeah, because of the opposition of the Brahmanical
yeah.
traditions.
Mm,
So, hmm,
mm,
in a letter, Sripati Mahaprabhu, a disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left for Vrindavan,
mm,
and he went to
okay,
Vrindavan. And Sripati Mahaprabhu wrote to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
mm,
a letter where he
mm.
used two lines.
Okay.
बाउल के डेके कॉय बाउल
Mm,
हाटे ना बिकोए चाउल. I'm writing this for you.
okay. मतलब बावले को बावला ही पुकार रहा है, मार्केट में तो चावल
चावल नहीं है.
है।
You got it, so I don't have to write it.
Mm,
बाउल के डेके कॉय बाउल हाटे ना बिकोए चाउल.
mm,
So this was a code language.
mm,
How it is? So
yeah,
one baul is saying to another baul, "Hate na bikoy chawal." What is chawal? What is chawal? Chawal is prem dharma that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to preach.
mm,
okay,
It is not working. It is facing oppression.
mhm,
बाउल के डेके बोले बाउल हाटे
mm,
ना बिकोए चावल. This was
mm.
the first mention of the word baul we get.
Okay.
Hmm. So after the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu era, the
Mm,
whole Vaishnavite religion got very simplified, and after that, after 300 years,
mm.
it got patronages from the then Hindu Bengali kings.
Okay.
Hmm. Of Bishnupur. It got patronage. After it got patronage, it also got the patronage of Bengal Sultanate. Hmm.
Interesting.
okay,
Hmm.
Why is
So
that? Why did like a bunch of Muslim kings support like this Vaishnavite?
this is actually very, I don't know, very awkward.
Mm,
Actually, there was a reason that the Brahminical sect
mm,
was opposing uh, was very much against the Bengal Sultanate.
Hmm.
Huh. And Bengal Sultanate needed someone. Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Matlab, your enemy is my friend.
Oh,
Hmm.
like that.
The
Okay.
enemy is my friend.
Hmm.
So
ठीक है.
the Bengal Sultanate gave patronage to Gaudiya Vaishnavism.
Okay.
And under Bengal Sultanate,
Hmm.
Sri Krishna Kirtan was written.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Sri Krishna Kirtan was written where the Krishna Bhakti at first time got very much simplified.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Achha, tell me something, Pratyush. I have
Hmm.
observed that even some Muslims in Bengal,
Hmm.
they like embrace Krishna, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, and I think was it this time when that was happening? Like
Yeah,
Krishna's.
exactly. This time because we are talking about Baul and we cannot complete the discussion of Baul philosophy
Hmm.
without discussing the works of Baul Shah Abdul Karim. Hmm.
Achha.
So,
Okay.
what are the songs he have written?
Hmm.
Uh, mm, বসন্ত বাতাসে সইগো বন্ধুর বাড়ির ফুলের গন্ধ আমার বাড়িতে আসে দেন
Uh-huh.
মাই হে কলঙ্কিনী রাধা কদম গাছে বসে আছে
Oh,
কানু হারামজাদা হুম
it was अच्छा Amit. So this was the
Well,
song में controversy हुआ था कि like
হুম
कृष्णा को हरामजादा बोला गया है and
yes,
like राधा को कलंकिनी कहा गया है. But like that was also a form of devotion. Yeah, you have heard this.
I haven't actually. I would.
It was there, no? In Bulbul, it was there.
the bulbul the song was used. This is a very
Sure.
popular song. I'm just sending you the link. Hmm.
Hmm. Let's screen share and listen, no, together.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So this was for contest. This was a Baul Shongi that was composed by Kabir. No, not Kabir. What was his name?
Who?
Baul.
About Shah Abdul Karim.
Sure.
Baul Shah Abdul Karim. Okay.
आई है
It's there.
কলহঙ্কিনী রাধা কদম গাছে উঠিয়া আসে কানু হারাম দাদা মাহে তয় জলে না যায় মাই হে কলহঙ্কিনী রাধা
So let's understand. My Hey Kolankini Radha is
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
he's saying, Hey Radha, tu Kalankini hai.
Hmm.
Kadam
Ma
ke
is addressing Radha as Ma. Hmm.
right.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. So, is telling something of it?
No, I was just. I thought like he's calling on to his mother and saying,
Hmm.
telling about Radha.
Hmm. No, it's addressing Radha as Ma. মাই
Okay.
হে কলঙ্কিনী রাধা কদম গাছে উঠিয়া আছে কানু হারামজাদা Kodam is bar flower. Do you know how what kadam flower is?
Kadam flower. Yeah, I know that. Okay.
Hmm. So उस पेड़ पे कान्हा बैठा हुआ है when will মাই হে কলঙ্কিনী রাধা কদম গাছে উঠিয়া আছে কানু হারামজাদা
Okay.
মায়ে তোয়ে জলে না যাইও মা
Hmm.
you don't go to fetch water hmm. Well because when you will go to Yamuna Kana will somehow tease you or find
Okay.
ways to tease you. This is
Hmm.
why he's addressing. This is from Baul Shah Abdul Karim,
Hmm.
and another song is very popular of Baul Shah Abdul Karim is uh,
But
Pranonath.
what is the significance of using Kalankini here? Why did he feel the
Yes,
need to say
I
like this
I
in
don't understand. Like in the same sentence, he is calling her mother and that
yeah.
Kalantini as well.
So in Bengali, the story of Radha Krishna is a bit different. Hmm. It is written in the Bengali version of Radha
Hmm.
Krishna story.
Hmm.
Radha is actually married. Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
To someone named Ayan Ghosh. Hmm.
Hmm.
So, and
So someone historical, Ayan Ghosh is very like
a
modernist.
very contemporary name it is Ayan
Yes.
Ghosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Radha is married to a person named Ayan Ghosh,
Hmm.
and uh, she falls in love with Krishna
Hmm.
despite of being
Okay.
married.
Hmm.
This is why in
Okay.
Bengali culture, Radha is always addressed as Kalankini, but
Hmm.
it is not out of disrespect.
Acha, right.
Otherwise,
Oh,
you wouldn't call him Ma.
Hmm.
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 So Radha is always shown as Kalankini
Hmm.
because she loved Krishna despite
Hmm.
having a
so before
husband.
she comes to know Krishna, she is already married. Is that the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Radha is already married, and then the Radha Krishna love story starts. In the Bengali, what was this? Sri Krishna Kirtan
Hmm.
by Boru Chandidas. Hmm.
Okay.
Was it like, was he self-aware that he is like creating a new version, or did, or is it actually believed that that is the
Actually,
case?
this story
Hmm.
was actually very much imbibed in the Bengali folk tales. Boru
Hmm.
Chandidas just
He
created,
collected it.
Hmm.
collected everything, and wrote a new literature, new poems out of them.
Acha, okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So this is the thing.
Hmm.
And where was I? Where was I going? Ha. Then again, there is a song of Baul Shah Abdul Karim.
Hmm.
There is Pranonath Chhariya Jaiyo Na More.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's like Radha longing to Krishna that Pranonath Chhariya Jaiyo Na More, don't leave me here alone,
Yeah.
before he leaves for Mathura,
Dwarka.
no,
Okay.
Hmm.
Dwarka. No, no,
Hmm.
not Dwarka, Mathura,
Okay.
to kill Kans.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
So as he leaves Vrindavan to Mathura, and the Radha is sad and longing that don't leave me here.
So
Hmm.
these songs would be also considered in the Baul.
Yeah, this
Genre.
actually the Gaudiya Vaishnavite philosophy influenced
Hmm.
Baul philosophy.
I see.
Without the Vaishnava philosophy, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, Baul philosophy could not have thrived. But there is Baul Deho. The core of Baul philosophy is Baul Deho Tattva.
They.
Hmm.
Okay.
Deh means our body,
Hmm.
and Tattva means Gyan. Hmm.
Oh, right.
What is Deho Tattva? And the Baul Deho Tattva comes from Shakta philosophy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Deho Tattva means our body is a temple.
Hmm.
Hmm. And the body, and because matlab we our soul is trapped in this body. Hmm.
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 And we are in this world, we are
Hmm.
not above this world, we are living in this world.
Hmm.
There are some set of ethics,
Hmm.
some set of what do you say, culture
Hmm.
that you have to practice.
Hmm.
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 To make, and you should live pure lifestyles to
Hmm.
treat your body as temple.
Hmm.
Hmm. So that the part of Paramatma which is inside your body,
Hmm.
you worship that.
Hmm.
Hmm. And
Right.
your uh, prime motto
Hmm.
is to find your inner self, that find your Antaratma.
Hmm.
Okay.
So there is a song from Lalan Fakir. Hmm. uh, খাঁচার ভিতর অচিন পাখি কেমনে আসে যায়.
Hmm.
Hmm. There's an unknown bird that comes inside the cage and then runs away, and I can't hold on to it.
Hmm.
So the
Okay.
cage is the body.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So,
And
यहाँ पे one question. So
hmm,
the term you use, fakir, right?
hmm.
So fakirs and bauls are they seen like Hindu are baul and fakirs are Muslim?
Well, the Hindu Muslim divide in
Yeah.
Baul is not a religion. Baul is a philosophy. Baul can be Hindu and can be
Okay.
Muslim. Like Baul Shah Abdul Karim.
Hmm.
He
Okay.
all his life he wrote about Radha and Krishna.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
So the lines, another there is another Baul song,
Hmm.
hmm, which goes like this. Uh, দে দে পাল তুলে দে মাঝি হেলা করিস না ছেড়ে দে নৌকা আমি যাব মদিনা.
দে দে পাল তুলে দে 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 পাল তুলে দে মাঝি হেলা করিস না ছেড়ে দে নৌকা মাঝি যাব মদিনা একবার ছেড়ে দে নৌকায় আমি যাব মদিনা
মদিনায় নবী আইলো
Okay.
মা
Hmm.
আমিনার ঘরে হাসিলে হাজার মানিক কাঁদিলে মুক্তা ঝরে.
I
So it
didn't.
is it,
Okay.
I
yeah, it is sail the boat, I need to go to Medina.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Then why is Medina important? And then the song tries to narrate the story.
Hmm.
মদিনায় নবী এলো মা আমিনারই ঘরে.
Hmm.
The house of mother Amina, Nabi Muhammad is born. Hmm.
Hmm.
yeah.
কাঁদিলে হাজার মানিক হাসিলে মুক্তা ঝরে. His when he's crying, her teardrops are like pearls.
mm,
and when he's laughing and it's like charo taraf roshan ho raha hai.
mm,
So
Oh,
see, again in Islamic philosophy, if you are in hardcore Islamic philosophy, you cannot personify a person like this.
yeah, exactly.
You cannot imagine a person, and this
yeah,
you cannot use these metaphors. This is straightforwardly prohibited.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
So
in Baul,
it is a thing that violates, it is kind of trying to make fun,
hmm,
parodying both Hinduism and Islam, and
hmm,
at the same time it is trying to say like a, a message, right? Like you're
yeah,
connected to God, but you don't need these sort of metaphors. Like it's
hmm,
almost twisting these metaphors by
yeah.
saying like Radha is Kalankini or like
It is like saying you love Muhammad, there is no issue. You love Radha Krishna, there is no issue. Whatever you love,
Mm,
whoever you love,
mm,
yeah,
the thing love is important. That is
mm,
coming from inside.
mm.
Inside, the
And
feeling of love is same.
there are also Baul songs which are more direct, right? Like which don't refer to either Hinduism or Islam and directly talk about or
Directly call about the Antaratma, the inner
like,
self.
I love that song. Juk tori pagol bole,
Hmm.
tobe tui bolish ne.
It's a Rabindra Sangeet, and
Acha.
yeah, it is written in Baul form. And Rabindranath Tagore studied Baul philosophy for a long period of time.
Hmm.
And he also wrote a Baul song which goes like this,
Hmm.
and which is uh, বনমালী তুমি পরজনমে হইও রাধা,
Hmm.
হুম,
okay,
বুঝবি তখন প্রেমের ব্যথা.
Hmm.
হুম. So uh, a few days ago I was telling the queer thematics in
Hmm.
Bengali Gaudiya Vaishnavism.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So this all comes from here. It is a very core Bengal Vaishnavite philosophy that Radha cursed Krishna.
Hmm.
I can't say cursed. She did not curse Krishna.
Hmm.
Longed
Hmm.
that
yeah,
there is a line in Sri Krishna Kirtan which
Hmm.
says, "Kandiya jamini pohalam ami, তুমি তো সুখেতে ছিলে, রতি চিহ্ন সব লইয়া মাধব সকালে দেখাতে এলে."
Hmm.
What does it mean?
Hmm.
It
yeah,
means कादिया जामिनी पोहाला मामी, मैंने तो रात रो कर बिताई.
Hmm.
Radha is saying,
Hmm.
okay,
রতি চিহ্ন সব লইয়া মাধব প্রভাতে দেখাতে এলে.
Hmm.
When you came to meet me in the morning,
Hmm.
you had the signs of rati in your body, like
Hmm.
the bite marks
Acha.
or some marks
okay,
that when you have intimate
Hmm.
sex with,
Hmm.
you were with other gopinis. That
Hmm.
clearly signifies the marks on your body.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was
okay,
crying the whole night, and you are in the morning, and you are coming to meet me. You are coming with this signs
Wow.
on your body.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, so in Bengal, Sri Krishna Kirtan is that erotic.
It's very sensuous and
it
erotic,
is,
right? Like, uh, really nice. I think like Bengal always adds this twist to things. The question I was getting at is, um, what I forgot. What was the question? Uh, yeah. What was the next line of that song, or did it end there?
No, it is a long poem.
Acha, acha.
And
What
then
was the curse
uh,
that she gave? Did she say
no,
like?
it's not curse. It's a long longing.
Hmm,
Long after that,
hmm, hmm,
Radha says to Krishna,
hmm,
that in your next birth,
hmm.
you should take birth as Radha.
Hi,
Hmm.
hi. Hmm,
And then you will understand
hmm.
yeah,
what the pain of being separated from Krishna is like.
Wow, that's
So
that's it.
Radha longs that Krishna will suffer from separation of Krishna.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
from this very moment, that queer thematic start in
Right.
Gaudiya
Because
Vaishnavism.
recently he was saying like
So
gender.
Rabindranath Tagore writes this song on this theme.
Hmm,
हम्म,
hmm,
बोनोमाली तुम्ही, बोनोमाली मतलब मैंने मन के अंदर जो जंगल है उसका जो
huh,
माली.
hmm,
हम्म,
okay,
hmm,
বনমালী তুমি পরজনমে হইও রাধা,
hmm,
বুঝবে তখন প্রেমেরই ব্যথা. হুম,
hmm,
রাধার অন্তরে কত যে আছে. হুম,
hmm.
তো
अरे এটা বলছে কে? मतलब who is?
Radha is saying to Krishna যে in your next birth you will be born as Radha,
Hmm.
and you will understand how being separated from Krishna feels like.
So Bonumali
yeah,
is here refers to Krishna only, like Radha
Hmm.
is.
Radha is referring to Krishna as Bonamali.
ठीक
Hmm.
है.
okay,
So here,
Hmm.
and now we have Sri Chaitanya in other hand.
Hmm.
So you see his story. Hmm.
mm,
Uh, there are many queer references.
mm,
If you read the biography of Sri Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita,
mm,
and he says that he sometimes turned, which is in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, is called Radha Bhav. Hmm.
mm,
Yeah.
He sometimes transformed into Radha
mm,
and saw Krishna in his friend
mm,
Javan Haridas. Hmm.
mm.
In
Okay.
Javan Haridas, he saw Krishna, and then Javan Haridas dies, and um, um, uh, Javan Haridas dies, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left for Puri, and with the long of meeting again the with Krishna
Mm,
in the form of Lord Jagannath.
mm,
So
mm,
we have this, and it got linked. So this is how the queer thematics in Gaudiya Vaishnavism
mm,
starts in
mm.
Bengal, and no wonder there are many queer followers of Gaudiya Vaishnavism in
It's
the
kind
world.
of matlab, very ironic that ISKCON is so queer phobic and very
ISKCON just took Gaudiya Vaishnavism and made a heteronormative version of it.
made a Christianity out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
So,
I
hmm,
want to focus because I think let's keep it at 1 hour since I
hmm,
think we're
hmm,
also busy. So
hmm.
I think let's focus on Kalo Jole
Ha,
right now.
Kalo Jole. We are coming to that.
Okay.
So
Mm,
this all this context
mm,
to make you understand how uh, in Bengal everything has its own different version.
right.
Everything is simplified in some way or other. Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to Kalo Jole Kuchla Tole. Here is there is a wife
Mm.
whose husband's name is Sanatan has
Oh, that.
drowned. Hmm,
Acha.
has drowned in the
Okay.
river. Hmm. And see, the significance of river is important. So here the story goes like this, and she tries to hold on to her husband, but she does not come up from the river again, and she is sad. But again, she is wo saj rahi hai, savar rahi hai. Love has come again to her life. Hmm.
It's like let's go it word by word. So Kalo Jole Kuchlo Tol
কুচলা
is
কালো জলে কুচলা তলে
mm,
ডুবলো সনাতন.
mm,
Hmm. কালো জল means in the black waters in a
Yes.
river.
mm,
কুচলা তলে ডুবলো সনাতন. The
mm.
Sanatan is drowned.
Acha.
आज सारा ना काल सारा ना पाई जे दर्शन मैं उसका ना आवाज सुन पा रही हूँ ना उसको देख पा रही. Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
লদির ধারে চাষে বধূ মিছাই করো আস. Lodi is actually nodi, nadi.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm,
Some in some parts of Bengal na turns to la, so there is a
mm,
Okay.
dialectical thing. This is.
mm,
Hmm.
mm,
নদীর ধারে চাষে বধূ মিছাই করো আস. চাষে বধূ মানে the wife of a peasant.
mm.
मिछाई करो नदी के पार में नदी के किनारे बैठ के.
मिठाई
हम्म,
मतलब
हाँ.
मिठाई मतलब
मिछाई मतलब ऐसे ही मतलब फ्यूटाइल.
अच्छा फ्यूटाइल
Okay.
मिछाई करो आस.
mm,
You futile, it is futile that you long for him. Hmm.
mm.
झिरी
अच्छा
झिरी.
I think comes from mich which is lie right ऐसे
Hmm.
anyway
হ্যাঁ.
mich.
Okay.
Mm,
ঝিরি 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 হিরি বাঁকা নদী বইছে 12 মাস. The river flows for like all the year, for
mm,
eternity. It is flowing.
mm,
Hmm.
mm,
চিংড়ি মাছের ভিতর করা তাই ঢালেছে ঘি.
mm,
Hmm. See, when you cook prawn,
mm,
you don't add ghee in it. Hmm.
mm,
A
Okay.
chingri mach means prawns.
mm.
Hmm. When you cook prawn,
Mm.
ghee is not used. Hmm.
Okay. Mm,
तो चिंगड़ी माछेर भीतर करा मतलब कढ़ाई के अंदर you have prawns, you are cooking it.
mm.
ताई ढालेছে घी. Hmm. So you are putting ghee in it. मतलब
अच्छा
you are doing something that will lead to no result.
okay okay
Okay.
Hmm.
mm,
আর নিজের হাতে ভাগ ছেড়েছি ভাবলে হবে কি. হুম. You had let him go by your own hands.
okay
হুম. ভাবলে হবে কি. Now why are you thinking?
ah,
হুম.
okay
চালোর
Okay.
চুলা লম্বা খোঁচা খুলি খুলি যায়. হুম.
mm,
চালোর চুলা মানে in Bengali we often say তোর তো কোনো চাল চুলা নেই. চাল চুলা मतलब why are you not properly maintained? Why are you messed up? চাল চুলো
আচ্ছা।
না থাকা means you are messed up. তোমার চাল চুলো নেই means you are so messed up.
হুম,
Okay.
চালোর চুলো লম্বা খোঁচা খুলি খুলি যায়। হুম।
হুম।
तो उसके बाल उसके जो बन जो है वो
খোঁচা।
हाँ
হুম,
खुली खुली जाए वो कभी भी खुल जाते हैं मतलब शी इज नॉट इन अ प्रॉपर सेंस मतलब
হুম,
शी इज अ बिट मेस्ड अप।
হুম,
দেখি শ্যামের বিবেচনা কার ঘরে সামায়। হুম।
হুম।
শ্যামের বিবেচনা দ্য থট অফ শ্যাম
of
তো
Krishna. হুম,
কৃষ্ণা বিবেচনা কার ঘরে সামায় টু হুম ইট গোস।
হুম,
হুম। কলি কলি ফুল ফুটেছে নীল কালো আর সাদা so there are flowers all around।
হুম,
আর कोर फूलेते केष्ट আছে कोर फूलेते राधा। किसी फूल में कृष्णा भी है किसी फूल में राधा भी है। So it is you will find this awkward
হুম,
that how a song about a woman whose husband died
হুম।
comes to Krishna Radha and Krishna।
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
How did transition
that
happen?
you will look at the symbolisms and metaphors। Hmm.
Yes.
See river.
Hmm,
River in northern Indian philosophy
hmm,
is mentioned as sansara. Hmm. It's the similar to sansara. Hmm.
Okay.
okay.
Like in Sindhi, there is a song.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, पार चन्ना दे दिससे कुल्ली यार दी घरेया घरेया आवे घरेया
Oh, yes, yes, folk story.
Neri disse Tata. Yeah, Coke Studio Pakistan did this song. So,
Hmm,
what is this song about? There is a woman.
hmm,
This is the story of Heer Mahiwal.
hmm,
Hmm.
hmm,
So the woman sails on a boat,
hmm,
on an earthen
Hmm.
boat, on a river to meet to meet her beloved,
hmm,
hmm, who is at the other side of the river.
hmm,
So understand the metaphors here. The
hmm,
river is Sansar. You have Sansar tarke jana hai.
hmm,
Will
Yeah.
you will get you will get Sanatan. Sanatan is what? The husband's name is Sanatan. So this is another symbolism.
hmm,
You will find the eternal truth. But
hmm,
in this
Okay.
case, Sanatan is drowned in water. So you could not find the eternal truth. You just let it go.
hmm,
And because you have not find you have let it go, which is your fault, hmm,
hmm,
that you have not tried to hold on to it.
hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So this is again says so because you did not try to hold on to it, now you are all messed up.
Yeah.
But you should start looking again.
Hmm,
बाग में फूल खिले हुए हैं
hmm.
किसी में कृष्णा है किसी में राधा है you have to you will find it again.
So it's not like that is lost forever. It
It
is
is
there.
not that is lost forever. You will find it again. So this is the song that this is how the meaning of the song.
How beautiful. So the whole
Yeah.
thing is like what you have lost is your own doing,
Hmm.
but if you try to look at it, you have not really lost it. It's there all around you.
Hmm. It's
Beautiful.
about this.
How
Yeah.
any thoughts? What were your thoughts listening to it? Like, what did you think this will be?
Like at the first time I thought it's something cheerful, or like even if
Yeah,
it's
the Baul
about
songs
the,
are really cheerful. They are not. They are never sad. They are
yeah,
sung
that
in very
that's what
cheerful way.
I was
Mm,
about to ask. Like it is about death and all that, but even though like all the versions I heard on the YouTube, they're all cheerful, and I
Hmm.
was wondering why like only mostly women are singing it. So that part I get now,
Hmm.
but still like it's
So
somewhat more
how is
interesting.
it? Why? I mean, like, why do you think only women sing?
No,
Uh,
not only
I
women sing.
I
I have
found like more
seen.
versions are sung by women.
Yeah, more versions are sung by women.
So
Mm,
Because
I
there are lines na মেদিনীপুরের আয়না চিরন বাঁকুড়ার ওই ফিতা যতন করে বাঁধলি মাথা. So
mm,
these are all talking about very feminine things of Sajna Savarna.
yeah,
mm,
Hmm.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So this is why the women sing this song the most,
mm.
most of the times.
Yeah, like
Also, there's a stereotype that Bengali culture is very feminine in whatever, but it is. I mean, it's kind of is right. Like the Shakta tradition kind of
Hmm.
celebrates the feminine,
Huh.
and there is like a almost like if you see, I feel from my perspective, whatever the North Indian very patriarchal energy is there,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Bengal sort of just twists it on its head.
It's twisted, twisted.
And yeah, and it's a very ornamental, it's a very flamboyant way of like
Hmm.
looking at things, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
beautiful.
And like the prawn thing was there. Like why do they not eat add ghee to it? Is it already that much delicious or something like that?
It ruins the taste of prawn. It literally
It ruins
does.
the taste. Okay.
Yeah, because like ghee is coming from cows and prawn is a seafood.
Yeah, you can't add in seafood. You generally don't use ghee. While cooking
Mm.
fish or prawns, you don't use ghee.
Okay.
And these metaphors of river, of seafood also comes because Bengal
Very
uh,
much connected
experience.
with the demographics, the geographics of
Yeah, like no,
the culture
no.
of Bengal.
Right. Like the people who are listening to it is like it's their daily experience, right? Like they're
Yeah,
working with it. So
Yeah. नॉर्थ में तो लाइक कोई एक गाने में सेम नाम भी नहीं लेगा गॉड का एंड देन सी फूड का.
mm.
yeah.
Which
In
is like
the
yeah.
there is a Bengali Mangal Kavya is another sect of Bengal literature. There is
Mm,
Monosha Mongol, there is Annoda Mongol, Dharma Mongol. There are
mm,
all like their Bengal's own Purans. They talk
Oh,
about gods and goddesses. So Annada Mangal is mostly about Shiva.
mm,
Hmm.
okay.
So so the story is long.
mm.
There is a part of the story where Shiva in disguise comes to a disciple's house,
Okay.
huh, and enjoys fish, mutton, and everything.
Nice.
Oh,
I think this
yeah,
issue,
like
I have a thought here, Pratyush. Tell me how true it is. So this present thing where like the rest of India's Hindus sort of look at Bengali Hindus or Bengal with a kind of suspicion. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with you types, right?
yeah,
So I think it comes from it's a very eternal struggle. Like
mhm,
Bengalis have always been quirky with their religion.
yes,
Like
right.
if you say like we will serve non-veg as prasad, करना
हम्म,
है जो करना है करो.
हाँ जो
Nice.
करना है कर लो तो
And
हम तो सर्व करेंगे.
yeah,
and
that's
हम्म,
bhakti sort of evolved into uh the left, right? The political left in Bengal, which is so part. It kind of wouldn't you say it also emerged from this way of like looking at things
yes,
like
it ac-
challenging authority.
it actually did.
Mm,
Uh, the political left, I won't say
mm,
that this had any religious or cultural roots,
mm, mm,
because the situations of the rise of political left
mm.
was very grassroots level of andolans, were
The
movements.
famine sort of triggered,
The
right?
famines,
Mm,
the workplace harassments, the
mm,
exploitations of uh, uh,
mm.
labors.
oh,
And
From there,
considering Baul is also something which says like these hierarchies, what are the point of these hierarchies, like
hmm,
if this does not help the final human being,
hmm,
and the whole philosophy of simplifying it, doing away with these gatekeepers,
yeah,
I think
doing
that
away.
somehow might have also translated to the
Yeah,
economic way of looking at it, right?
yeah,
Why should these
yeah.
people
yeah,
There are obviously these influences that
right?
has shaped the political space of Bengal.
And we had also discussed how like Nazrul sort of
Yeah,
became
exactly. The Qazi Nazrul, I think Amit doesn't know about Qazi Nazrul Islam.
no,
Hmm.
I don't.
Is another very celebrated poet, and his name is taken alongside Rabindranath Tagore.
they were
Hmm.
contemporaries,
They're
right?
contemporaries.
Mm,
Huh. And Qazi Nazrul Islam is such a character. Uh, he had written songs about Kali Bhakti. Hmm.
mm,
Okay,
He had written numerous hundreds of songs on Krishna Bhakti. His son's name was Krishna. Huh.
mm,
And then he also wrote songs about Nabi Muhammad, his conquest on Mecca,
mm.
and
okay.
he was also the editor of the first communist journal in Bengal named Langol.
Name
Langol.
Land.
mm,
Langol.
Lango.
Langol means plow.
Plow, okay, Lango.
Okay.
Hmm. So and people from other parts of India would think these traits very uh, conflicting,
Yeah.
But Bengal have been living with traits very conflict, and even the northern part of India is always in quarrel between Shakta and Vaishnavites.
Mm,
In
Yeah.
Bengal, Shakta and Vaishnavites emerged.
mm, yeah. Krishna Koli.
Kali Krishna,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there are many other references of where Vaishnavite philosophy and Shakta philosophy uh, comes together.
Right, right. And it happens, wouldn't you say it happens through, like Krishna is the mediator between Shakta and Vaishnav
Yes.
philosophy. While in their extremes,
Mm,
Ram probably does not blend with Shakta that easily.
mm,
In fact, like the metaphor of Durga worship was
mm.
originated in Bengal to
Yeah,
sort of blend it further.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
not present elsewhere.
yeah.
Right.
Amit, the story, there's a very popular story, Ram worshipping Durga to conquer over Ravan. Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. Before
It,
that.
it was first written in Bengali Ramayana, written by Krittiva Soja.
Hmm.
Okay, so
So it
like,
was born in this confluences of two opposing philosophies were
Yeah.
very much a salient part of Bengali culture from very earlier times.
And I think it was a great decision by Ramanand Sagar to include it. You know,
Yeah.
they what they did was they created a standard. Like they had
Hmm.
so much of power to
Hmm.
form what Ramayana is going to be for so many people of
Hmm.
India. And I think
yes,
they
Even
yes.
put,
even the story
hmm,
that story of Lakshman Rekha
hmm,
first appeared in Bengali Ramayana. It is not there in
oh,
Valmiki Ramayana.
hmm.
Then it got adapted in Ramcharitmanas,
Tulsidas. Okay.
Tulsidas.
So even Ramcharitmanas was inspired from a lot of versions of.
Yeah, a lot of
So,
version. And Ramcharitmanas is very much influenced
Hmm.
by Bengali and Uriya Ramayana.
like, what are the texts in Bengali Ramayana? Like, there is a singular text or like a different.
There is a single text.
Oh,
The fully written by Krittivas Ojha.
Krittiva Shodha.
okay.
Which year did they write this? Probably
It is in 13th century.
13th century. Okay.
Okay. Like
1450 time.
Hmm. 1450 around that.
Hmm.
Sena period. The Sena dynasty was ruling.
Sena dynasty. Who's the
Hmm.
Sena dynasty?
Sena dynasty ruled Bengal for a long period of time, like 200 years.
Acha. Is that?
Uh, Actually, at that time,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Buddhist people
Hmm.
started to migrate from Buddhism to Hinduism and
Okay.
taking Shakta philosophy,
Hmm.
which actually uh, took birth from Buddhist Tantra,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
got transferred from Buddhism to Hinduism.
Right. Acha, quirky idea. Is Shane Gupta a combination of the Sena dynasty and the Gupta dynasty?
No, it's not.
Hmm.
See, my title is Das Gupta. In
Hmm.
Bengal, you will see a lot of double surnamed titles with that ends with Gupta, Das Gupta, Dhar Gupta,
Right.
the Sen Gupta,
Roy
hmm,
Chaudhary.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rai Chaudhary. Two surnames emerge together. So this is a distinct caste,
Hmm.
which I belong to, which name is Bodhi. Hmm.
Oh, right.
So Bodhi is a deformed version of the word Bauddha. Yes,
Hmm.
Buddhist.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
So in the Sena dynasty, in the Pala era, the
Hmm.
Buddhists who fled to Tibet
Hmm.
was coming back to Bengal. And at that time, the worship of Mahishasur the worship of Durga was taking shape in Bengal,
Hmm. Hmm.
in the Pala era. Hmm.
Hmm.
In the
Okay.
Pala, the most number of Mahishasur idols that
Hmm.
were archaeologically revived or collected was from Pala era. Hmm.
Hmm.
So Pala era actually started with the worship of Durga.
Hmm.
Then the Senas came from Karnataka. They conquered Bengal. Hmm.
Hmm.
And when the Senas came, the Senas actually very much they got dissolved with the culture of Bengal.
Hmm.
But they were Vaishnavites. Hmm.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
slowly embraced Gaudiya Vaishnavism.
Hmm.
But they again reintroduced caste system to Bengal.
Hmm.
Hmm. So again, the caste system was reintroduced in Bengal, which was totally
About.
abolished by the Pala kings
mm,
got again reintroduced, and then he got Buddhists, hmm, जो उसके गले में कांटे की तरह चुभ रहा था. Hmm.
mm,
Mm.
So he need to do something. He needed to do something about
right.
them,
Mm,
and at that time, hmm, he could not do the Shashank treatment to them. They, he could not just kill them right away, like
mm,
Shashank did.
mm,
Because at that time, Buddhists were the highest intellectual, influentials,
mm,
the high, very much educated, very much knowledgeable about scriptures and all. Hmm.
mm,
Yeah.
So, Sena dynasty took appeasement policies.
mhm,
There are few appeasement policies in Dhaka. There
mm,
is Dhakeshwari Mandir, from which
mm.
the Dhaka name comes from. In the
Okay.
Dhakeshwari Mandir, there is the idol of Durga, which was actually gifted. Which was a Dhakeshwari, in the Dhakeshwari Mandir Buddhists were used to worship. Hmm.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
So Ballal Sena, the Sena king, gifted the Durga, the metal Durga Murti to the temple.
Mm,
And then at this moment, at that time,
mm.
Bengali Ramayana was written by Krittiba Soja under the patronage of Ballal Sen.
Oh.
It was a political move,
Mm.
hmm,
Okay.
to show Ram worshipping Durga. A way
Mhm.
of saying, see, my God is worshipping your God, so we are not different. Come join
Yes.
us.
Right,
So
right, right.
this
Yes. Yes.
kind of
Yes. Yes.
appeasement policies created a wave where 100% of the Buddhist population in Bengal
Mhm.
again migrated to Buddhism,
Okay, this
and
is
now
what, yeah.
and
Uh,
now you have to accommodate them in Hinduism, and
mm,
now you have already reintroduced caste system. So where will you accommodate them?
mm,
You cannot make them a very lower caste.
mm,
You
Okay.
cannot you cannot make them higher than Brahmins. So
mm.
what do you do?
You
So
create a.
Valal Sen created a new caste
Mm,
named Buddhi, hmm,
mm,
Okay.
which is above Kshatriyas,
mm,
below Brahmins,
mm.
and
In-
they have the right to do puja path like Brahmins,
Achha.
Okay.
but only after marriage,
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Not before that.
not before that. So this is how the whole Buddhi clan, Sen
Mm.
Gupta, Das Gupta, Roy Chaudhary, Dhar Gupta, and ten, all
But
those.
what are they
Yeah.
from? Like, does it mean like one component from mother, one from father, or is it like just a
No,
thing
it's
that?
just
Okay. Okay.
it's
It treats as it acts as a normal surname only.
it's acts as a normal surname only.
Okay, got it. Very interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is the whole story. You say Baul, you say history, you say politics of Bengal, geography, all everything's connected.
Yeah, I think like the whole experience so far has been that there is no like one thing happened, then other thing happened.
Mm.
Everything may just connections and connections and
There are
connections. And
connections everywhere.
Happening all the time.
Mm.
that is the like beautiful part of it. I love how this became from a linguistics class to like an anthropological history. Like,
Yeah.
You
beautiful.
can I just see you cannot understand the language
Hmm.
without understanding the culture.
110% sure.
It's
Like
clear from this class.
everyone thinks that learning a language is just like memorizing some grammar.
This is
And
why
like,
literature is important. Why do people study literature
yeah,
uh,
Yeah.
while learning a language? You could just do away with the grammars only, but you can't. You have to study literature because to understand the culture, to
mm,
understand the thought process every linguistic ethnicity has.
yeah, true, true, true. And I think like just the emotion, catching the emotion of a language really helps your
Hmm.
mind sort of like then you don't think of the language as a set of like rules. It just
Hmm.
flows from your mind,
Hmm.
right? And like yeah, that I feel very distinctly with Bengali. And I think the reason I got obsessed with it is because it's so unlike any other way of looking at it. I don't know, it's just like a quirkiness that when you read the history and everything, it becomes very obvious where it is coming from,
Hmm.
right?
Mm.
Like, yeah, that also explains why probably art and culture is so valued right here
Hmm.
because you value this novel way of looking at the world at its core even above something things like let's say economic productivity. That's
Hmm.
because Bengal has seen so many famines and everything that it
Hmm.
knows the sort of elusiveness of wealth, like aaj hai, kal nahi hai.
Hmm.
I know that I can go on and on romanticizing it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. So I think that's it for today.
Yeah, let's call it.
So,
Yes.
you have any questions, Amit?
No, not really. I think
Cool.
I understood the song.
And so much more than the song itself, like everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
like I have never been this deep to Bengali history, and mainly like I never knew anything about the Muslim artists from that region. So it's the first time I'm hearing two or three names
So,
together.
talking about you calling about the Muslim, there is another popular Baul song written by Baul Shah Abdul Karim. It was
Yeah.
written in the very turmoil times of communal riots.
Let's listen to it.
Hmm.
Yes,
The
yes.
song goes like this.
Yeah.
Um, গ্রামের নওজওয়ান হিন্দু মুসলমান
Mm,
মিলিয়া বাউলা গান আর মুর্শিদি গাইতাম आगे की सुंदर दिन काटाइताम लाइक पहले हम कितना अच्छा दिन बिताते थे हम जो हिंदू थे और जो मुस्लिम थे एक साथ मिलकर बाउल गाते थे एक साथ मिलकर मुर्शिदी गाते थे
Oh,
देन ही सेइंग हिंदू को बाड़ीते jatra gan hoito. Jatra is another form of performing arts in Bengal where people act
mm,
and very over dramatically act
mm,
the Puranic stories. Hmm.
mm, mm.
okay.
Stories of Ramayana, Mahabharat,
What is
Kalika
it called?
Puran.
What is the play called?
This is a form.
Jatra.
Jatra.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay.
So the song goes like Hindu go বাড়িতে যাত্রা গান হইতো
mm,
নিমন্ত্রণ দিত they used to invite us
mm,
আমরা যাইতাম
mm,
তারপর then
Okay.
when we had Fidni in Eid then we used to have them all together
mm,
so he's romanticizing the previous days of good days when everything was so close to each other and then this uh, religious turmoil came into be
mhm.
just
Yes, yes,
sharing
yes.
the link
Yeah.
listen to this song uh,
গ্রামের নৌজওয়ান হিন্দু মুসলমান গ্রামের নৌজওয়ান হিন্দু মুসলমান
মিলিয়া ঘাটু গানার মুর্শিদি গাইতাম হায়রে মিলিয়া ঘাটু গানার মুর্শিদি গাইতাম
আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আমরা আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আমরা আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম
so there is singing another version of there are many versions of this song here he says বর্ষা যখন আইতো গাজন গান হইতো and
Yeah.
we used to sing all together বর্ষা যখন আইতো the rain used to come gajon gan gajon is the typical set of songs which are sang in the month of Shravan for Shiva
Acha.
hmm.
Okay.
বর্ষা যখন আইতো গাজন গান হইতো আমরা গাইতাম so we all used to sing together the songs of gajon
Mm.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Okay.
বর্ষা যখন আইতো গাজের গান হইতো রঙে ঢঙে গাইতো আনন্দ পাইতাম
গাদি গান ঘাটু গান আনন্দের তুফান
জারি গান ঘাটু গান আনন্দের তুফান গাইয়া সারি গান নৌকা দৌড়াইতাম আমরা
গাহিয়া সারি গান নৌকা দৌড়াইতাম আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আমরা আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম আমরা আগে কি সুন্দর দিন কাটাইতাম
I think these songs also had to be like genuinely playful because
yeah
people had to enjoy it to
yeah
keep
people have
on.
to enjoy
Yeah.
so in the last year you said gajor they mentioned many genres of folk songs gajon gan ghatu gan ghatu gan is another set of songs which is sang in the spring
Mm.
in respect to a local deity Shitala Devi
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Cholera se bachne ke liye
Yeah.
she was worshipped. Both
so
by Those are Muslims.
So we used to sing the songs of Gajon. We used to songs the songs of Ghetu and
Mm,
Sharigan. Sharigan is another form of art forms,
mm,
which mainly evolved from the boatmen of
mm,
Sundarban areas.
mhm.
And R.T. Burman and S.D. Burman used many compositions
Oh,
in Bollywood music.
Majire, right?
Exactly that
Yeah.
one
Mm,
from Sharigan.
Okay.
This
mm,
another is this form is born from the boatmen of Bengal.
right,
So
right.
this song is saying that we used to do these all together.
Mm,
And Aage ki Shundar Din Kataitam, and we are so happy before.
mm,
So this is another form of Baul song. Baul song can be very deep, imbibed into philosophy, and
mm,
can be very straightforward on your face.
mm.
Yes,
Both
like the main purpose was to make people understand that
make
thing.
people understand.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, at that point, it is not worship for the sake of worship. It is social change almost, right?
It's a Baul is a social movement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Beautiful. Oh my God, this feels so profound. It feels like I have walked out from a temple, a library, everything. ठीक है
Okay.
প্রত্যুষ দেখা হবে আগামী বার
আগামী সপ্তাহে next
আগামী
week.
সপ্তাহে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে নমস্কার সবাইকে বাই
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.